Happy Camper Radio.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Happy Camper Radio Show. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper, and no question about it, my friends. Hang around with us long enough, we will make a happy camper out of you. It's episode 231, and on the program today, we're going to be talking about extreme pet preparations. Do you plan on taking Fido to camp with you, regardless of where you're going, locally or long distance? Make sure that you have everything you need for your pet. And I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing. Daniel's going to be telling you what he'll be doing, because we're bringing our pets on a camping trip next week. And we're going to be talking about it today on this edition of Happy Camper Radio. Stick around for it, all right?
Happy Camper Radio. Happy Camper Radio.
And the Happy Camper Radio Show can be heard all around the world by great listeners just like yourself. You can find us in the iTunes Store and Podbean, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, and now on Odyssey, Samsung, and Player FM. You can find us on the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. And if you want to be a part of our studio audience, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And who's back in the studio with us right now?
Daniel Pitts.
Hey,
Oh,
there
he
I am.
is.
Hey, I just appeared.
What on earth are you wearing? Is this what you just climb out of bed?
This is my camp attire. This is what I wear at camp.
I bet you're going to be wearing a lot more than that.
Look,
You know,
I won't be wearing shoes.
You want everybody in your camping loop to recognize you.
there you go.
Yeah, okay.
Got to be comfortable when you're camping. It's all about comfort.
Yeah, speaking of camping, Daniel, less than a week from now,
Oh, yeah.
we're going to be heading south.
Wednesday.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing a show from down there.
We are.
Where are we going again?
We are going to FDR State Park in Pine Mountain, Georgia, which is right next to Callaway Gardens, place I've been since before I was born.
Do you plan on visiting Callaway while you're down there?
Definitely. That's
Okay.
the only reason we go down there.
Mhm.
That, and there's the wild animal safari place that's
I've been there
very,
before.
very
and
fun.
we've
It's
talked
a lot of
about
fun.
that.
It's a lot of fun down there, but don't take your own car.
Yeah, I've
You
been
made
down
that
that
mistake.
road. Yes,
Always
I
take the
certainly
zebra
did.
cars.
Okay, but hey, I'll tell you what, it's going to be 4 days, 3 nights,
Yep.
and son-in-law Luke is joining us.
Ah,
Yeah,
nice.
He says, count me in, so I'm planning on doing
Good.
that. And, and anytime I make a reservation, Daniel,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of where it is, now I'm a lone camper, keep in mind, but I always make sure that when I make the reservation, I say there's going to be 2 campers at that site,
Okay.
because you just never know.
Yeah.
You might have somebody that wants to come and join us,
Mhm.
and I go ahead and make that extra reservation.
Yeah.
Okay, so we always have somebody there. I'm bringing a lot of stuff.
Oh, I
I've
know.
got my
I'm bringing less
tent.
than you.
Yeah,
I'm bringing my pop-up and maybe a backpack of clothes. That's about it. Maybe some Cliff Bars or something. That's all I need.
Well, I'm going to start packing here probably this afternoon.
Yeah, that sounds like
Okay.
you.
And then, over the next couple of days, because I did look at the forecast here locally, and it's going to be nice. I can back the truck right down to
Don't
the shed.
jinx it.
All right, and I say, yes, I'm going to get ready to load this thing up. Now, keep in mind, I've only got a 6-foot bed on this new truck.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to pack everything in there. Everything's got to be very organized.
Mhm.
But I'll be bringing everything up to the garage, and, just so when we get ready to roll out Wednesday morning,
Mhm.
I'll just have everything already packed up, and I just got to load the cooler up from the refrigerator,
Yep.
load up Sadie,
Oh boy.
and we'll be on the road. I'll probably be on the road quicker than you.
Oh yeah. Deidre has to go to work on Wednesday, so I'm in charge of getting everything together, which is kind of scary.
Well, Daniel, here's one of the things that I always make it a point to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. When I know what time check-in is, in
Mhm.
this case, it's 1 o'clock.
Right.
My thought is I'm going to leave by 11 and
Yep.
get there before 1 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
because I want to take advantage of every single minute, every single second of time that I'm paying for, and
yeah.
enjoy that relaxation.
You're like Rose's dad at the, well, you have to read the book, folks.
Okay.
You're like Rose's dad when he goes camping with them back in the day. But if you want to know what that's all about, you're going to have to get her book, Trip Tales.
Okay.
So just a little sneak peek.
Well, Daniel, I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really looking forward to doing the show down there. And promise our viewers I'm going to call it our viewers because I'm referring now to the people who watch us on YouTube.
I know. I'm giving them a show too.
Yeah, and we are going to tour FDR State Park.
Okay,
And
it's
so
very big.
and that means
It's
we'll
big.
probably have an extended version of episode 232.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting back and editing it and doing everything I've got to do
It's really
to make
cool.
it entertaining for all of our listeners and all of our viewers. Well, Daniel, today I want to talk about extreme pet preparation.
All right.
You're taking your dog Fitz.
I am.
He is a collie,
Sheltie.
a Sheltie. All right. And Sadie, we know your buddy is a Labrador.
He is.
Okay, Sadie just got back from the vet here.
Oh,
An
no.
unexpected little altercation with her buddy Romeo.
Yep.
They've known
Trouble
each
in
other
paradise.
for a very long time, but they decided to lock horns this past week, and it ended up having a trip to the vet.
Mhm.
But both of them are doing okay, knock on wood. But keeping in mind, too, that if you're going to take your pet on a vacation with you, it's so very important that you make sure you have everything you need for that pet
Mm-hmm.
and make preparations far in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in Sadie's case here, and I encourage this for any one of our viewers and any one of our listeners, that if you're going to take your pet, make sure all your pet's shots are up to date.
Mm-hmm.
This is something I do loyally every year with Sadie anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a great veterinarian here, and you've dealt with them too, and they're just fantastic people.
Yep.
But I make sure that when her rabies shots are due, her Bordetella, of course, I have never boarded her before, but in the event that I may have to someday,
Yep.
that she has those vaccinations and everything that she needs.
Mm-hmm.
And I also make sure that she has on a good harness and all of her tags are attached to that harness.
Yep.
I would really hate to think, Daniel, that anybody that would go away on a vacation and something happen where you get separated from your pet.
Mm-hmm.
You're not home. You're not around the corner. You're not driving around the block looking for your dog.
Yeah.
You may be 100 miles away, and all of a sudden, your dog is gone. It disappeared, and I'm sure this has happened before.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to take all the precautions necessary to make sure that your pet is, number one, vaccinated, and number two, if you haven't get your pet chipped already, you need to get that done too.
Yeah, that is important.
Okay, because when I adopted Sadie from the shelter, she already had a microchip,
That's good.
and I pay that annual fee of like $23 to make sure that she's in the system.
Yeah.
Okay, it would kill me, Daniel.
Oh, I know.
If I got separated from Sadie.
Yeah.
But keep in mind that not all animals are the same.
Yeah.
There's some animals can tolerate certain things, some animals cannot. Now, Sadie has separation anxiety, and I found that out the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because
Put it lightly.
yeah, just about anywhere I go,
Yeah.
she's attached to me.
Yeah.
If you see me driving down the street, although you can't see in the back seat of my truck, I got
I hear it.
I got a
it.
4-door. She's back there.
Oh, I hear it.
Okay, but the other day I had to run down to our local home improvement center, which is Lowe's.
Yeah.
It's right down here at the end of the street.
Right.
I decided to leave Sadie at the house.
Okay.
I assured her that I was going to be back in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I had the blinds up so she could look out the window and see me.
Uh-huh.
And I also had the security system on. I wanted to watch her as I was gone.
Okay.
And I was looking at her on my iPhone,
Uh-huh.
and she was melting down. She
Oh,
was
boy.
pacing. She was crying.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm saying, and I felt bad.
Yeah.
Now, hey, my hat's off to the folks at Lowe's because they are a pet-friendly
Yeah.
home improvement center.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring your pet in there if you have your pet on a leash. And I've
Yeah.
had Sadie in there before. But I wanted to see how she behaved just for a short distance trip away from home,
Yeah.
where I was gone for no more than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was pretty bad.
Wow.
So tomorrow morning, she is going up to the vet, and we're going to see about getting her on some anxiety medication.
Okay.
For situations like this. But also keep in mind, too, that, your pet may not be very friendly towards, say, fireworks
Yeah.
or toward thunderstorms.
Mm-hmm.
And she does not do well with that either.
Yeah.
I do have medication for her in the event there are thunderstorms because she'll be shaking and carrying on. And of course, she'll be in the tent with me.
Yep.
But you know what weather's like when I go camping, Daniel. And I would hate to think that sometime on this 4-day trip
Yeah.
that we run into a thunderstorm. If that happens, I may have to get inside the truck with her because I don't want to take the chance of her getting so scared
Yeah.
and bolting and taking off.
That's true.
Even though I have that medication that I can, give her, and about an hour later, she'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But, I just want to make sure that she is going to be taken care of, and she's going to be with me all the time.
Yep.
All right. So, it's important to have your pet microchipped, too, if you haven't already done that. It doesn't cost much to do, and it's a very painless procedure.
Mm-hmm.
Your local veterinarian can probably handle that. Is Fitz microchipped?
Not yet.
Not Daniel.
I know. It's terrible.
You've got 3 days
oh, boy.
to get up to the vet. And I think it's only like about $25 to
boy.
get that done and get him in the system.
Yeah, I need to do that.
The thing is, you've got you and Deidre. Both of you are going to be taking care of him.
Yeah.
It's just me. And, of course, son-in-law Luke, but she's pretty iffy around strangers.
Yeah.
So it's going to probably take a little bit for her to kind of warm up to him.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to make sure that, you do take care of everything like that before you leave. Now, here's something else that's important. And, Daniel, you probably haven't thought about this, but you keep this in mind anytime that you're going to be going away on a camping trip where I'm not going to be around. Make sure before you leave, find a local veterinarian in the area that you're going to be camping just in case.
Yeah.
I did that last night.
Yeah.
I found a local veterinarian within 2 miles of FDR State Park.
All right.
All right. And I've got that phone number and that address written down. I'm going to fold it up and put it in my wallet. And just in case your vet, you have to go to the vet while you're there.
Mm-hmm.
And I pray I don't have to. Okay. At least I know where that veterinarian is.
That's good.
Also, see if you can find out, too, is there a local animal hospital that operates 24/7?
Mm-hmm.
They're not around everywhere.
Right.
But in Sadie's case here last week, when I had to take her over to get her injuries tended to, there's a local veterinarian not too far from here, and we've both used them before.
Oh, yeah.
They operate around the clock. If your dog wakes up in the middle of the night, has trouble breathing, or something goes wrong, you could pick up the phone while you're on the way.
Yep.
And they'll gladly, look after your pet.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, you're going to want to make sure that you have a local veterinarian in the area that you're going to be camping, and also keep in mind your local vet back home. You want to keep those numbers handy, too, because if you do have to have your animal treated while you're away, you want to make sure that they can coordinate with your local vet in the event they have to do some sort of procedure or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Treat them just as you are your own children.
Yeah.
If you also want to keep in mind that, if you're camping somewhere and let's say you don't have any pets with you, but you want to know where the nearest emergency clinic is in case you need to. Maybe somebody gets a snake bite, heaven forbid, or maybe even a bee sting. There are a lot of folks that are allergic to bee stings.
Yep.
You may have to go to a local clinic. You shouldn't have to be looking around for one at the last moment. You should be able to find one and have it handy far in advance. And that's what I do, Daniel. That's called preparation.
Well, yeah, when we were at a vacation rental a while ago down in Tampa, I was trying to surprise Deidre by making breakfast in the morning, and I was fooling with the coffee pot, and I accidentally hit it against the counter, and it shattered. And evidently, instinctively, I put my hand under it, and I cut my my ring finger on my left hand, and it was bleeding pretty bad, and we had to go to the emergency room, and it was all a big ordeal. And thank goodness we were in a pretty populated area. But yeah, I was trying to stop the bleeding. I was trying to keep going. I was like, this is not stopping. We probably need to go somewhere. So
that hurt.
We ended up going to the emergency room. But I mean, we were in a populated area, and thank God for cell phones and Google and all that. So I mean, you can pretty much find what you need to find, but it's always good to be prepared. It never hurts to be prepared. You can never not be prepared enough.
Now, before you walk in the studio, you know that I have an editing station out here, right out in the next room. And
Yep.
if you were paying any attention when you walked in, you saw I have a first aid kit there. I'm
Ah.
already making sure that first aid kit is up to par.
Yeah.
Because, Daniel, I'll be honest with you here. I really haven't done much camping since the tragic
I
passing
thought
of
they
my
were going to
daughter.
take the name from us or something.
And I mean, I'm far overdue to be out there.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
And this first aid kit, I mean, I haven't been in there in a while, but I looked and I found there was a lot of things that were expired, and I had to toss those items. So sometime today, we've got a local CVS pharmacy also down at the end of the road. It's so convenient to live right here in this area because, everything is within really close distance. I mean, I got a place right across the street if I need a loaf of bread or a gallon of milk or whatever, I could get it. Okay, but I want to make sure that first aid kit is loaded up and everything in there I need, and it's just in case.
Yeah, we bought a hiker's first aid kit for when I go hiking, and it's just a lightweight thing, but we're probably going to bring that with us, and I mean, basic stuff. We're not like you, but we try to do what we can, but
Now, in your particular case, you have pets that are going to be staying at home.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
And your next door neighbor lawyer is going to be taking care of your pets as she always does.
Right.
And you can rest comfortably and rest assured that your pets back at home are going to be taken care of. But you're going to have Fitz with you. So I want to make sure that you look after Fitz just the same as I am Sadie when we go camping. And I'm sure, when we get down there and we start shooting a lot of videos and, taking tours of FDR State Park, our listeners and our viewers will be able to see our dogs and, and see exactly how important they are to us.
I mean, I don't think you've ever taken Sadie on a camping trip, but we took Fitz on a camping trip. It was to Western Georgia. I forgot. It was by the Chattahoochee River. And he was fine. Like, we'd go to the bathhouse, and we just left him, like, in front of the pop-up, and he would just chill out. I mean, he's a pretty chill dog, and, he's crate trained. He's super crate trained, and, I mean, we're not going to leave him in a crate there. We'll probably, if we have to go somewhere for some reason without him, we'll probably leave him in the pop-up with the air turned up super high because...
Daniel, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Believe me.
Okay.
If you have to, bring him over to my site.
Okay.
All right. And, him and Sadie are buddies. They played outside before, but that's another thing that I want to talk to folks about. If you're going to be going places, if you're on the go, folks, just like Daniel and Deidre are, all right, you may want to reconsider bringing your pets along with you if you don't have a guy like Skip who's going camping with you, all right? That's not a good thing to do because what could happen, you're away and the air conditioning could go out, the power could go out, and now all of a sudden your pet is in basically an oven, right? And you don't want that. You don't want to come back and come back to your camp and find a disaster, okay? So I encourage folks, that if you're going to be on the go a lot and you're going to be going to places, say where animals are restricted or not permitted to be, you may want to reconsider taking your pets with you. All right. In that particular case, consider boarding them. Make sure that they got their Port vaccination and up to date. And, like our local vet, they do board animals for emergency situations where if you have to go out of town, you're going to be gone a few days and you need someone to take good care of your pets. I know I could trust Sadie with them with no problem at all. Okay. So that is something, too, to consider. You really want to look after your pets as best you possibly can. And believe me, Daniel, I think of every possible option.
You do?
Every possible scenario.
Yeah.
And because, she is my girl.
Right. She is.
I adopted her from the shelter. I wish she would be with me forever.
Yeah.
But, we know that's not always going to be the case. But she's an elderly dog right now, and I want to make sure that she has an opportunity to come out and see the world a little bit with me.
Yeah.
Okay. So this 4-day trip, I know we're going to have a lot of fun. And don't forget, folks, whenever you're packing your cooler away, remember you're going to pack some dog food away. Pack the dog treats away. Make sure you got a water dish. Make sure you got their food dish. And treat them, just like you would if they were at home. Okay. So, yeah, Sadie's going to have all her goodies, all her treats, and throw some toys in there, too.
Yeah.
Because you got to keep them occupied.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, does Fitz climb in bed with you when you're camping, or does he sleep on the floor?
He sleeps on the floor.
All right. No, Sadie's got to be right there next to me.
No.
Okay. And that brings to mind, too, and we've talked about this, Daniel. I've got the blow-up mattress that I'm ready to throw it in the trash.
Oh, boy.
Because I'm not going to try finding holes in this thing.
Yeah.
Not this close to the trip. And I've had some bad experiences with them. But I do have 2 great, sturdy slumberjack cots.
Okay.
I'm going to bring 2. And I'm going to slide them together. I've got a queen-size sleeping bag. I'm going to be on one cot. Sadie's going to be on the other.
Wow.
And I've got these foldable set of stairs that I used to get her inside the truck. I'm going to put that on the cot. So she enters the tent, goes right up the stairs, and she's on the cot, and she's good to go.
Wow, cool.
So, think of the sleeping accommodations, too, for your pet as well. Okay, they're going to be with you the whole time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, give them the best opportunity to enjoy the camping trip just like yourself. So, I know you're all psyched.
Oh, yeah.
I certainly am.
Yeah, I was supposed to be off work tomorrow, but I told them that I would work tomorrow to be off on Wednesday so I wouldn't have to burn a day of annual leave. But I've got 2 more days of work, and I just want to get it over with so I can get out there and relax because I've been working a lot lately.
Yeah, why are they making you work so many long hours?
No one wants to work at the post office. No one wants to work.
That used to be a dream job back in my early days.
Not now. They don't pay like they used to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gone down a little bit. But
well, Daniel, retirement for you will be on the horizon.
15 years.
Okay,
but who's counting?
You're working on it. And maybe
15.3.
by then, with all the accumulated wealth, you'll be able to buy a motor home, and you and Deidre can hit the road. That's
my dream, like a little tiny Winnebago with like maybe a Chevy Spark or something, tied to the back, and we just drive everywhere around the country and see everything we can and hit all the national parks, state parks, as much as we can fit in. So that's the dream.
Well, you're a dreamer just like myself. And I'll tell you what, Daniel, I really think we've got a lot going for us here. I know you're pumped up and excited. I'm pumped up and excited. And, we just got 3 days. And this, and this is really what going camping is all about. It's not just being there. It's not just driving to your location. It's about the preparation. You can get just as pumped and excited getting ready for the trip.
I think you get more excited.
I do, Daniel.
You love it. You're a prepper.
and I've always been that way.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But, being the fact that I haven't camped in so long.
Yeah.
And this trip is far overdue, and I really do need to get out and enjoy the relaxation.
Yeah.
I need to sleep under the stars. I need to have the tent canopy put on. I need to have the windows open up, and I need to hear those crickets. I need to hear, all the ambient noises.
It's
maybe
beautiful.
a babbling brook. I don't think I'll find one close to this particular campsite that I'll be at. But
there's a lake nearby, but no.
Yeah, I'll be down at the lake too.
Okay.
And we're just going to have a whole lot of fun.
I can't wait for you to see it.
In a few days from now. Folks, it's time now for our featured campground of the week right here on the Happy Camper Radio Show. Daniel, let's go to the state of New York.
New York City.
Yeah, Daniel, there is a campground up there. It's called Camp Gateway.
Okay.
There's no other campground in the world where a family can sleep under the stars, tour the Statue of Liberty, watch a Broadway musical, and kayak in one of the world premier's bird migration sanctuaries all in one trip.
Wow.
Okay. Camp Gateway provides a tranquil outdoor experience right outside the nation's most lively and iconic metropolis, New York City. It's located in Floyd Bennett Field in Brooklyn, New York. The campground offers an outdoor escape for hiking, biking, birding, historic tours of airports and forts, ranger-led programs, They're all available all summer long. We've got a whole list of activities and amenities right there on their website. You want to check them out. I don't think I'm going to be driving to New York anytime soon, Daniel. But, I'll tell you what, if, for a person like yourself who is on the go, if you were going to go camping in New York, this would be an ideal camping destination for you, especially if you want to see a lot of those historic sites. Okay, and there's a lot of folks just like you. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, but this is a great campsite. I'm going to have a link to it all week long on Happy Camper Radio. And if you already haven't signed up for a recreation.gov account, here's your opportunity to do just that. Look for that little blue label right there at the top of the page. It says log in or sign up. Hit the sign up button. Doesn't cost you a dime to do that. And anytime you use recreation.gov to book your sites, okay, it makes the reservation process go so much smoother. I've used recreation.gov on a number of different occasions. A lot of the campsites around the country, they are very well kept. They're very neat, very clean. You've got a campground host in most cases, and you have everything you need right there. And the cost to stay at these sites on a nightly basis are very, very minimal. It's one of the great things that the government has done is provide, a lot of these sites, they're run by the Army Corps of Engineers. And, this is an ideal site, Daniel, for anybody like yourself, like I say, who just wants to get out and do things besides sit around at the campsite. And sit around the fire like me.
That's not what I do.
One of these days I'll follow you around just to see what that's all about.
Got to keep up.
Yeah, that takes me back way, way many years ago that I long forgot what it's like to, be around the campfire and get out and do some things. I can't do that anymore for some reason, okay? But, this is this great campground here, and I think you would enjoy it. If you ever want to get around to New York City, if you want to, take your RV, if you want to take your pop-up or, your tent or whatever, and you want to get around to see some great attractions, consider Camp Gateway in Brooklyn, New York. It is our featured campground of the week right here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Skip and Daniel on HappyCamperRadio.com.
And if you have a campground you'd like for us to feature on the program, get in touch with me, Skip, S-K-I-P, at HappyCamperRadio.com, or this guy,
Daniel, at HappyCamperRadio.com.
And make sure you include a link to the campground website. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up. Daniel and I got some preps to do before we get ready to head on down to Pine Mountain, Georgia, and that's only a few days away. Great episode coming up there for you folks. If you want to see it, Daniel and I in action, what we do best besides do this show in the studio. Remember, friends, every pet deserves a loving home. I want you to do exactly like I did. Visit your local shelter and adopt a pet today. You can find us on the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and be a part of our studio audience by subscribing to our YouTube channel. The Happy Camper Radio Show is a presentation of Skip Huber Productions. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. Daniel, always a happy camper.
Yeah.
Mr. Pinball Museum guy.
There we go.
And you better believe it, folks. We're going to make a happy camper out of you. Talk to you again real soon. Have a good one, everybody. This is Happy Camper Radio.
Happy Camper Radio.